Today, for the first ever time, the Election Commission of India is conducting the intensive revision on the basis of who should be excluded, not who should be included. Revealing the names of those people whose votes were deleted for a long time. But when the Supreme Court had said nothing doing, you have to reveal the names, they had to reveal the names. You remember? When they revealed the names, so you have a name and you have a reason for deletion. Dead or migrated or not found in the address, etc., etc. Not even against one name, not even against one single name is there entry that these people are infiltrators. No. Not a single name. So why are you deleting? Why are all this propaganda of that they are deleting infiltrators? There's no infiltrator. You mention, if there is an infiltrator, you mention. Why did you mention? Because there was no infiltrator. No, I would say that if somebody is not fit to vote, is there and you're removing it, I would support it, isn't it? Mr. Raja also will support it. Everybody will support it. But in the name of cleaning up the voters list, if you are cleaning up all those people who are not your supporters, Mudiyad. What a mate. You win Jharkhand, you lose Maharashtra. Because Jharkhand is a small state, it's okay. Maharashtra, Bombay, Dharavi. So we want Maharashtra. Take Karnataka, all right. But Haryana we want because we have to stop the farmers from coming to Delhi. Take Himachal, all right. We take Madhya Pradesh. You take a small state. Himachal you take. We want Madhya Pradesh. So you take something else. You take Andhra Pradesh, you take Karnataka. We'll take Lok Sabha. You win Wayanad, but we'll win Varanasi. So if you say there is some problem in Varanasi, oh, you think there's a problem in Varanasi, but not in Raebareli, not in Wayanad. Why? So you shut up. So this is something I want you to keep in mind. Don't fall for a casino syndrome. Please don't fall for this. Please don't think that people who are doing all this are stupids. They are playing a very deep game, a very clever game, very intelligent game. In fact, they openly say that one of them is a Chanakya. So be careful. It's a deep game. In Maharashtra assembly elections, 6:45, the election commission, after the end of the poll, 6:45, Raja sir, election commission puts out a figure. At 11:45 in the night, this is the first one is the provisional, the second one is the final. At 11:45, 11:50, it happens. And then just a few hours before, mind you, a few hours before counting, election commission puts out a revised figure. Can you believe this? Between the first announcement, that is the provisional figure, and the final figure that is announced just before counting, a few hours before counting, at 10 hours or 12 hours before counting, the difference was 75 lakh votes. 75 lakh votes. Then some of us pointed out. In a state. In Maharashtra. 75 lakh vote discrepancy between provisional figure and the final figure. And the final figure was a few hours before the counting. You see, Vijayaka says, oh God, we don't know. We don't know. And if we don't know, who knows? Increase in BJP's vote share from 2019 to 2024 was 7.66, and the discrepancy between provisional figure and the final figure was 7.53. Actually, which means out of 7.66, 7.53 was. Now, should you not be careful? Should you not be vigilant? Or you think nothing will happen to Tamil Nadu? I want to sound a cautionary note. That is the main reason I came here today. We should have a question answer session also. Geeta, because I don't believe in Man Ki Baat. So we should have what I want to tell you is that whatever I say, I'm prepared to be challenged. I'm prepared to be criticized. I am prepared to debate. If you want to say something, I won't insist on an affidavit. You can say freely. We are in a very difficult situation. You know, my friend Kannan Gopinathan has recently spoken about how vulnerable the Election Commission's app, which can be used to delete or enroll voters. 6 and 7 forms. He tested it, and the conclusion is that out of 100 marks for its security, Rajesh sir, Election Commission's this particular app out of 100 scored 15. 15 out of 100. Now, if a bank's site scores 15 out of 100, all our money will be lost, isn't it? But what we don't realize is, if the Election Commission's site is so vulnerable, all our democratic rights are lost. And it is no less serious. Maybe it is even more serious. Just now Ram mentioned about Tamil Nadu. I appreciate, of course, all of you are very vigilant. Ram also said, but let us not be complacent. You know, before the Lok Sabha elections, I went to Kerala many times. I used to tell them, because I found a lot of complacency, confidence, nothing is going to happen to Kerala. I said, look, Western Ghats are not going to protect you. Don't be so complacent. And you had Thrissur. Tamil Nadu also faces a danger. I want to say it in front of Sri Raja. You know, in 2019, the BJP's vote share in Tamil Nadu was 3.58. It went up to 11.24 in 2024. Impressive, isn't it? But, you know, we have been shouting, Tara, myself, Mr. Dev Sahayam, so many of us, Franco, we have been shouting about the kind of vote hike, provisional figures announced by the Election Commission of India at the end of the poll, and the final figure announced by the Election Commission after 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 11 days, we don't know. There's a huge gap. In some states, it is 12.5%. In some states, it's 12.48%. In some states, it's 6%. Some states, 8%. Some states, it's 4%. Huge difference. In Tamil Nadu, in 2024, the discrepancy between the provisional figure and the final figure was 7.66. Now, I want you to connect these two things. The increase in BJP's vote share from 2019 to 2024 was 7.66. And the discrepancy between provisional figure and the final figure was 7.53. Actually, which means out of 7.66, 7.53 was now, should you not be careful? should you not be vigilant? Or you think nothing will happen to Tamil Nadu? I want to sound a cautionary note. That is the main reason I came here today. Of course, we can talk about many things, but I fundamentally came here. In fact, I was for a while tempted to skip this. I'll tell you why. Not for any other reason. Because you see, the place where I live was flooded in the morning. Since yesterday, a day before, there was heavy rain, sir, and it's cut off. So I had to take so many detours from here and there, the roadblocks, diversions, roadblocks and diversions. And by the time I reached the airport, they closed the boarding. So what did I do? And then I thought, okay, shall I go home? I can tell Akka, look, this is what happened, and she won't mind. Then I thought, no, I have to go there and say this at least. Therefore, what I did, from Hyderabad I went to Kochi. From Kochi I took another flight and came here. That's why I'm here. That's how I'm here. So, there is a huge danger. And I was just telling Sri Raja, reach out to the campuses. I mean, there are some young people here. I'm so happy. Reach out to the campuses. You see, they have to be drawn into this so that India's democracy is defended. Because if India's democracy is not defended, it's they who are going to face the problem. Because they have a long life ahead of us. So people like me, our runway was behind us. Our runway ahead of us is very short. So you people like you, young people, you have a long life ahead of you. You have to protect this. So reach out to the younger generation. Now, Ram had flagged certain issues. I'm sure Sri Raja would tell you many things. I want to concentrate not on, what happened here, what happened there, what happened in this state. I'll do that if necessary, maybe in the discussion. But I want to highlight a certain things for you to take home and think about. One, what are you talking about? You're talking about vote chori. So when you win Wayanad, there is no vote chori. When you win Raebareli, there is no vote chori. When you win Tamil Nadu, there is no vote chori. When you win Jharkhand, there is no vote chori. Telangana, no vote chori. Karnataka, there is no vote chori. Himachal, there is no vote chori. Only if you lose, there is vote chori, is it? And when this kind of a question is posed, I'm sorry to say, all political parties, they keep quiet. Yeah, what can we do? Yeah, because we are winning here, winning there. How can we say it's all vote chori? I want to propose an answer to this. Please think about it. How many of you know about casino? Do you know what is a casino? Casino? Yeah? Gambling place, yeah. If you go to a casino and you lose every game, will you go tomorrow? You won't go. Therefore, what the casino does is, you go to casino, you win one game, you're excited. After that, you lose But then you have a hope that you will win again. So you'll play again. You will win again. After that, you lose 2 games. But still, you won 2 before. So you play again. You win, you lose. You win, you lose. You win, you lose 2. You win 1. You lose 3. You win 2. You lose 4. You win 1. So that your hope of winning is kept alive. But at the end of the day, the casino wins, you don't win. So you win Jharkhand, you lose Maharashtra. Because Jharkhand is a small state, it's okay. Maharashtra, Bombay, Dharavi. So we want Maharashtra. Take Karnataka, all right. But Haryana we want because we have to stop the farmers from coming to Delhi. Take Himachal, all right. We take Madhya Pradesh. You take a small state. Himachal you take. We want Madhya Pradesh. So, you take something else. You take Andhra Pradesh, you take Karnataka. We'll take Lok Sabha. You win Wayanad. But we'll win Varanasi. So if you say there is some problem in Varanasi, oh, you think there's a problem in Varanasi, but not in Raebareli, not in Wayanad. Why? So you shut up. So this is something I want you to keep in mind. Don't fall for a casino syndrome. Please don't fall for this. And please don't think that people who are doing all this are stupids. They are playing a very deep game, a very clever game, very intelligent game. In fact, they openly say that one of them is a Chanakya. So be careful. It's a deep game. I keep discussing with people. They ask me, oh, Parakala, only today you are looking at, vote chori and rigging and all that. Has it just happened before? Look, if it has happened before, when I was not born, I am not responsible. But don't tell me because it happened earlier, it can happen now also. I do not want this kind of a vote chori to happen. As long as I'm alive and kicking, I know how to speak, or as long as I can speak. No, I won't accept this. I think all of you will have to stand up and say, we won't accept it. We don't know what happened earlier, but we are not going to accept. This is something we need to resolve. It should be a firm resolution that we are not going to allow this kind of a hera-fairy. There's one more thing. Somebody asked me, oh, you don't like Modi? Look, I don't care. I really don't care. Whom do you want to be prime minister? Whom do you want prime minister should be prime minister? I don't care who. You become prime minister or she becomes prime minister. I don't care. As long as they are democratic. They administer according to rule of law. That's all. It could be anybody. Of course, I'm not lying. I have my political preferences. I like some, I don't like some. I like some ideologies, I don't like some ideology. I'm very clear about it. But what I am also clear about is that if a leader or a party or a platform or an ideology which I don't like wins because of the majority of the people are for them, then I accept it and work to change the minds of the people and see that they are defeated next elections. But if I am presented with a situation where whatever I do, I can't change because of vote chori, I won't accept that. Because here, your will is not being reflected in the ballot box. What is the principle of democracy? Democracy principle is that I should be able to vote. Now, don't ask me, you bring your mother's birth certificate, your father's birth certificate, where were you? What is this? It has never happened in India. In India, unlike other countries, I don't know what other countries do, but in India, so far, nobody has asked to prove our credentials to go and vote. It is the Election Commission which has done all through. Even when immediately after the partition and independence, when we were facing chaos, bloodshed, the Election Commission of India went from house to house and enrolled people. Enrollment of voters was done on the principle of inclusion, not exclusion. Today, for the first ever time, the Election Commission of India is conducting the intensive revision on the basis of who should be excluded, not who should be included. This is the tragedy. So, one, I should be able to vote. Two, my vote should be recorded as I cast, and that vote should be counted as recorded. But that is not happening. You see, in Maharashtra assembly elections, at 6:45, the Election Commission, after the end of the poll, 6:45, Raja sir, Election Commission puts out a figure. At 11:45 in the night, this is the first one is the provisional, the second one is the final. At 11:45, 11:50, it happens. And then, just a few hours before, mind you, a few hours before counting, Election Commission puts out a revised figure. Can you believe this? Now, between the first announcement, that is the provisional figure, and the final figure that is announced just before counting, a few hours before counting, at 10 hours or 12 hours before counting, the difference was 75 lakh votes. 75 lakh votes. Then some of us pointed out. In a state. In Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, 75 lakh vote discrepancy between provisional figure and the final figure. And the final figure was a few hours before the counting. You see, Vijayaka says, oh God, we don't know. We don't know. And if we don't know, who knows? How do you save democracy? Tell me. If we don't know, if she doesn't know, who knows? Okay. There's somebody, CEO of the state, election officer, chief election officer of the state. When some of us raised this, 75 lakhs, what is this? 75 lakh votes discrepancy. You know, he very coolly, he called a press conference without taking any of our names. He just said, look, these people don't understand. We have 1 lakh booths. And 1 lakh booths, 75 people in one booth, it is nothing. It happens. Yeah, it happens. I agree. But you know, this man forgot that after the polling day, they put out a press release saying that so many people have voted, and polling in urban areas was very brisk and wonderful. Okay, so you take out the urban booths. So where did this happen? Which booths has it happened? We asked, what booths? Because Election Commission's manual, Conduct of Elections manual, very clearly tells you that when whoever enters the polling booth premises, by the time the polling was to end, is entitled to vote. Whatever may be the time, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock also, they'll have to be allowed to vote, provided there are two very important conditions. Provided the gates are closed exactly at that time, so that no new person comes after that. One. Then the person who is standing at the end, the tail of the queue, is given a slip bearing number 1. And somebody who is standing at the head of the queue, the first person who is close to the queue, is given the last number. So after one comes for polling, nobody else is allowed, isn't it fair? And that particular gate has to be closed and manned by either a police officer or a polling officer, somebody from the polling staff. This is the thing. And there's one more important thing. All those people who are voting after the official end of polling time will have to be videographed in a manner that they are recognizable. So people like us said, okay, fine. You say that there are 1 lakh booths and 75 lakh people have voted after the official close time. Yeah, fine. But show us the slips. You have to preserve the slips and show us the footage. And somebody, Mohammed Pracha, went to court. And the court then said, show him. Then, sir, governments normally are very inefficient. But in this particular case, in 2 days, the government has released or published a gazette notification empowering the Election Commission to withhold these. They won't part with the video and they won't part with the slips. No. So you won't get it. So this is the kind of thing. You see, what happened when 2024 election was, there are some people who are here who are associated with this body called Vote for Democracy. Vote for Democracy a group had done meticulous research and came to the conclusion that 79 seats spread across 15 states, 79 seats spread across 15 states have changed hands because of If that did not take place, NDA, which now has 293, would have been limited to 214. India bloc, the opposition bloc, which now has 234, would be sitting with 313. But things have changed. Has it happened only now? No. I'll give you only one example from your state. In 2019, in Kanyakumari, Lok Sabha constituency, there was an attempt made. Franco is here, he also knows. out of these 6 assembly segments, in 5 assembly segments, there were massive deletions. In 2019, sir, I'm not talking about now, in your state. So that is the reason why I want you to be vigilant. And, this should have shaken Tamil Nadu, but it did not. I'll tell you why it did not. What happened was, people found out when they went to cast their vote, the polling agents had one voters list, the presiding officer and the election staff had another voters list, and in that my name was not there. In the agent's list, my name is there. So I go there, and the polling staff says your vote is not there. So they come out. So altogether, around 180,000 votes. 180,000 votes were missing. 20,000 in this constituency, 30 in that constituency, 50 in that constituency, 15 here, 25 there, all put together, it amounted to about 180,000. Then the civil society activists there, they agitated. Then the returning officer said nothing has happened. Then the CEO was approached. CEO asked for a couple of days' time. He inquired, made his own inquiries, and finally the CEO conceded to the civil society groups, said not so much, but I could find about 10,000 problem. There's some problem with 10,000. So the point is, whether it is 180,000 or 10,000 or 30,000, that's the difference. There is an admission of about 10,000. Fine. Then the civil society groups wanted that to be investigated. Then the CEO said, sir, I can't investigate suo moto. I need a petition. I need a representation. So representation was made and submitted. In 2019, the representation was buried. Why it was buried? It was buried because till then, BJP won that constituency earlier. But that election, BJP lost. No, BJP lost in spite of the vote hike or deletions. In spite of that, BJP lost. BJP lost badly. I think the margin was about 2 lakhs or so. Then what happened? Anyway, we won, so forget it. What is this? A political party will thrive only if it learns lessons from victory. Learning lessons from defeat, everybody does. A wise political party will have to learn lessons from its victory. Even after victory, they have to examine. Yes, we won, but there was an attempt like this. Now, some of you are, you go to bank, some of you, Franco is here, he's a bank officer, he was a retired bank officer. Now, tell me, Franco, if at the end of the day, when you finalize the ledger, if there's 1 rupee difference, can you close the branch? You can't close the branch. Now, the manager can't say, oh, 1 rupee, you take it 1 rupee. No, that's not possible. So, even if it is 1 vote in a booth, 1 vote in an assembly constituency, 1 vote in a Lok Sabha constituency also, this is not allowed in a working democracy, isn't it? So if you are not vigilant, just because you won the election, these people are winning the election. But what about 7.58? What about 7.58 discrepancy between provisional and the final? What about that? Why don't you question that? Now, sir, do you know, for phase 2 of 2024 Lok Sabha elections, till today, for phase 2 Lok Sabha elections, the provisional figures constituency wise are not yet public. Do you know? They have announced peculiarities. They have announced only phase polling, not even state-wise polling. Phase-wise polling. What is phase-wise polling? Does it make any sense? 88 seats have gone for polling in phase 2. You announced that this much percentage of voting was that was the voting percentage in phase 2. I mean, what is the state-wise? What is the constitution? Forget about constituency-wise. At least state-wise, no. And for all the phases put together, till today, constituency-wise, provisional polling figure is not announced. It's only the final figure is announced, constituency-wise. But from where to where, we don't know. We don't know. Is it possible? Will you allow this in a democracy and still call yourself democracy? This is my question. Then, I'll tell you, Vijayaka, another thing. Surprises are not over yet. There are more. When was the last phase of polling? 1st of June. Yeah? Remember? 1st of June. When was the result announced? 4th of June. There is a third question in the quiz. When was the final polling data of phase 7 was announced? Martin? 6th. You see, you have voting on 1st, you have results on 4th, you have final data on the 6th. Right? Is it possible in a democracy? Will you allow it in a democracy? Will you allow this in your college election? In your school election? Will you allow this? You conduct the polling, you declare the result, and take 2 days after that and say these many votes were cast. Don't look at me like that. It's a fact. The reason why I said all this is, you see, when I said, and of course after that, leader of the opposition, Rahul Gandhi, had held press conferences and said, look, voters list, there is a problem. There are people who live in house number 0. And in that house number 0, there are 150 people living. And the husband name and father's name, what is it? Vijay Shankar? KJLBBY. But then, how many alphabets can you do this? So, there are some people whose father's name was Election Commission of India. Election Commission of India can have any number of children. So you have a huge discrepancy between provisional polling and final polling data. You take 11 days to declare the final figures for phase 1. And you take 4 days, 5 days, 3 days for the rest of the phases. 11, 3. Highest is 11. Okay. Now, there are some people who, you see, when I or somebody talks about these things, Election Commission doesn't respond. You know who responds? BJP responds. I used to be very surprised. Why is BJP responding? Election Commission is to respond, isn't it? But every time somebody talks about the some kind of a discrepancy or anomaly or some kind of irregularity in the Election Commission, BJP responds. Member of Parliament responds, ministers respond, spokespersons respond. And of course, there is a huge digital army, they respond. So I used to wonder, I didn't have a clue why these people are responding. Then I was traveling once, and next to me there was somebody sitting, and he said, are you so-and-so? I said, yes, I'm so-and-so. And he said, I know you've been talking about this election commission, the discrepancies and all that. Shall I go on? Yeah. Then he said, and I see that you're asking why is the Election Commission not responding, why other people are, why BJP is responding, and he told me, I'll tell you why. I said, look, I'm eager to know why. Then he said, you see, do you know BJP has many wings? It has morchas. They have Mahila Morcha to take care of their women cadre. They have Yuva Morcha to take care of young people. They have Kisan Morcha to take care of the Kisans, farmers. They have Minority Morcha to take care of the minorities. They have Election Morcha to take care of the elections. That is Election Commission of India. That's what he said. By the way, it's not my original. I'm quoting him, and he also told me, you can use it, but don't take my name. So therefore, I'm not taking his name. But it is not my original, I should say that. I should acknowledge. Later on. So now, if somebody has that kind of a feeling, can you find fault with it? You can't find fault with it. That is the reason why Election Commission's trust, credibility is at the lowest today. In 2001, Vijayaka, in 2001 when Mr. K.R. Narayanan was the president, Election Commission of India celebrated its Golden Jubilee, and K.R. Narayanan went to Election Commission, addressed that meeting, and he said that today Election Commission's credibility is much higher than that of the judiciary. That's what he said. And today, where is the Election Commission's credibility? There was a survey done by CSDS Lokniti. In that CSDS Lokniti survey, Election Commission was the trust in the... people who said that we don't trust Election Commission used to be 11% earlier, now it is 30%, 31%. And those people who say that Election Commission is completely working under the pressure of the union government has grown phenomenally. Now it is more than 21%. 21% of the electorate feels that Election Commission is working under the pressure of union government, and more than 30% people feel that We don't have trust in election commission. That is the kind, and the reason is this. It is, there's something called well-earned reputation. You work hard to get a reputation. Election Commission has worked so hard to get this kind of a reputation. It is well-earned. This is the kind of reputation that we have. Now, some people ask me, do I have another 5 minutes? No. So, some people ask me, why is BJP doing this? Why is it doing? You have, if you want to believe their trolls and social media, their spokespersons, etc., etc., not only in India, but their leader is world famous. Isn't it? So when somebody is world famous, he is Hriday Samrat. Why are they doing this? And why are they giving 10,000 rupees for everybody now? Why? The reason why they're doing this is that they have come to know, they have understood that people of India do not accept this kind of a divisive communal politics. They've understood this. But they still want to rule this. How do you rule it? When people are not voting for you, how do you still hold power? Normally what happens in any democracy, that's what I studied from school to college to university, everywhere I studied that people elect government. Voters elect governments. But now, government is electing voters. Now they are telling you, you can't be a voter, 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 you can't be a voter. Yeah. Now, you see, the thing is this. Ram had talked about SIR. When SIR was launched, see, who on earth will object if somebody says, I want to clean up the electoral roll? I said, yeah, please do it, isn't it? We all agree. But in the name of cleaning up voters list, what are you cleaning up? You are cleaning up those people who are not going to vote for you. Okay. How do I know that? Because after the SIR started being implemented, everybody is expressing their apprehensions, concerns, saying that, these many people are being disenfranchised, deleted, they don't find votes, etc., etc. Election Commission doesn't respond. Now, these days, Election Commission adopted a policy. It only leaks things by saying sources in Election Commission tell us. That's what the media is reporting. Sources. There are very senior journalists here. What is this source? Why can't some election commissioner or somebody... Now, you have press releases without signature also. Now, those sources used to say that there are so many lakhs of infiltrators from other countries. And social media tells you that Rohingyas and Bangladeshis and Nepalese and those people, these people, and all that kind of a thing. Okay. Now, they went on stalling, avoiding revealing the names of those people whose votes were deleted for a long time. But when the Supreme Court had said nothing doing, you have to reveal the names, they had to reveal the names. You remember? When they revealed the names, so you have a name and you have a reason for deletion. Dead or migrated, or not found in the address, etc., etc. Not even against one name, not even against one single name is there entry that these people are infiltrators. No, not a single name. So why are you deleting? Why are all this propaganda of that they are deleting infiltrators? There's no infiltrator. You mention, if there is an infiltrator, you mention. Why did you mention? Because there was no infiltrator. No, I would say that if somebody is not fit to vote is there and you're removing it, I would support it, isn't it? Mr. Raja also will support it. Everybody will support it. But in the name of cleaning up the voters list, if you are cleaning up all those people who are not your supporters, முடியாது. விட மாட்டேன். So, please get out of this casino syndrome and get out of this, who should be the Prime Minister? I don't care. As long as I'm here to fight for electoral integrity. It should be absolutely above board. Immaculate. That is the kind of electoral integrity I want. I want my vote to be recorded as cast, counted as recorded. That's all. You ensure that whoever is elected by the will of the people is fine. I don't like, I'll campaign against, convince people, and next time I would like to defeat. Otherwise, if I am unable to defeat, I'll live with it, because that is the principle of democracy. I am willing to concede that. I am not saying that if somebody whom I prefer wins by vote chori, I'll support. No, I won't support. That is the reason why I brought up Kanyakumari. Even if you had won, you should have pursued why these anomalies have taken place. You should have followed up the investigation. Why was there no investigation since 2019? I would have questioned. But we failed. And if you go on being indifferent to this 7.58%, 7.66% will become 15%. And then with a few coalition partners, somebody will become a coalition partner. Even Vijay Shankar will become a coalition partner if there is an ED raid on him. And you have so many ED-related alliance partners. So therefore, we have to be extremely careful. Now there is a talk. Good that there is a talk. But let me tell you that this talk is not enough. Vijayaka, some time ago I was talking to somebody. Then I expressed my concerns. Then he smiled at me. He was very pleased with himself. Very satisfying smile he gave. Then he said, I've criticized thoroughly. I've ripped these people apart, he said. Oh, you've done that? Where did you do? When did you do? Then he asked me, oh, Parakala, you don't follow me on my Facebook? I don't. So this man had ripped these people apart in Facebook. And he's happy. My plea to you is that that is not enough. We have to have a feet on the ground agitation. Do you agree with me? You know, some time ago in Chennai, I made a small proposal, very easy proposal. I thought I shouldn't scare people with giving them big, huge suggestions. So I gave a small suggestion. What I told is that, all of you organize hundreds and thousands and lakhs and crores of postcards or letters to the President of India. You write your concern. Look, this is what is happening in the country and democracy is in danger. Please do something. Not that Her Excellency might do or not, that's a different thing. But say it. Now, lakhs and crores of postcards and letters should go to Rashtrapati Bhavan, that huge Rashtrapati Bhavan with 200 rooms or something like that. They should be all full of these letters and there should not be any place for anybody else even to sit or stand in Rashtrapati Bhavan. If somebody wants to visit Rashtrapati, they should climb over these letters and go into that room and jump from this room to the other room and then meet the Rashtrapati and come out and jumping. And the entire Rashtrapati Bhavan the letters should be coming out because there is no space. They should be falling out of it. Can't we do that? We can't do that. We can't do that. You really? Are you serious? Okay. One. That is, see, I'll tell you. I have huge respect for Sri Raja. But, sir, forgive me, I'm beginning to get disappointed with political parties. See, people like us, myself, say Franco is here, Tara is here, Martin is here. We talk. We are not going to be the MLAs, MPs, ministers, chief ministers. No, we are not going to be. These people are going to be. They have everything at stake. What do we have? We go vote and come out and speak. That's it. Please fight for yourself and for the country and for young people who are sitting here. Please fight. And today the entire country is talking about it. They are worried about it. They are anxious about it. They are concerned about it. And if we squander this, if we let this slip, if we let this moment slip, you forget about India. Forget about democracy in India. It's already a farce. It will be increasingly a farce. Do you know what happened in Surat in 2024? Vijayaka? Do you know what happened in Surat in 2024 Lok Sabha elections? Surat? You see, we have 543 constituencies, Lok Sabha. Our polling took place only in 542. 543rd, Surat was unanimous. You know why? How it was unanimous? Not that, everybody in Surat liked that person and, that person was unanimous. No, it's not that. Somebody filed nomination, main opposition party's nomination was cancelled, and all the other small parties, they withdrew. You know how they withdraw. You know it. So it is. And I'm telling you, 400 par will be unanimous if you leave this. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious about it. Please understand this. You know, when I said, I'm coming to the last point. When I said that, look, we all know, everybody now, a lot of political parties and political leaders are saying that our election lists, voters lists are bad. LOP has said, and not only LOP, but even the ruling party member of parliament or former minister, sitting minister, somebody that Golimar fame. He said, what about in Raebareli also the same thing, kind of, which means that there is some kind of a consensus, between opposition and the ruling party, isn't it? That the voters list has some problems. Now, my contention is that if this Lok Sabha got elected on the basis of a flawed voters list, this Lok Sabha has no legitimacy. And a government which is a creature of this Lok Sabha, a Lok Sabha that has no legitimacy, a government which is a creature of that Lok Sabha, which has come out of that Lok Sabha, also has no legitimacy. And the body that is responsible for this kind of a voters list, this kind of a polling, this kind of a irregularity, the Election Commission of India, it has no legitimacy. So the Election Commission has to go, Lok Sabha has to go, government has to go. Extreme, isn't it? Extreme. Many people say it's not practical. You see, in history, very rarely, what is ideal also is the only thing that is practical. And this is the moment when the ideal is the only practical thing. Why do I say it? Why do I say it? Now, there are some people, this is a serious thing. I want to spend another minute on this. This is a serious thing because some people say, look, Parakala, what is all this? Why are you so, drastic? No, if everybody resigns, entire opposition resigns, the government will have a free run. And if all these parties boycott elections, they will have 400 par, maybe 500 par. Yeah. By sitting there, what are you doing? By sitting in all these opposition parties, by sitting in the Lok Sabha without resigning, what are they achieving? Ask them. Ask them to answer this by, in Telugu we have an expression, keep your hand on your heart and say. And so, Tamil you can. Say it. What are you doing? You see, when they wanted to pass some crucial bills, for instance, the election commission thing and so many other things, they suspended more than 140 members of Lok Sabha and passed. So, by not resigning, are you really stalling anything which is really massacring our democracy? No, you're not. What you're doing is, by sitting there, what you're doing is, you're legitimizing it. They can say that, look, we passed it in Parliament. The court has said yes to it. Institutions are saying yes to it. Now, this is one. The second thing is, in 2000, I'm not going into 2019, but 2024 there were 5 crore vote hike, injection of 5 crore votes. Now, if you allow this to happen, if you just leave it like this, next election, 29, there will be 10 crore vote. After that, 34, there will be 20 crore. How do you stop it? Do you stop it? SIR will be launched in the entire country. Now, what is happening in Bihar, I don't know whether you have noticed it or not, the order of SIR is for the entire country. Do you know? It's not for just for Bihar. It started in Bihar, but it is for the entire country. Therefore, now SIR goes on for the entire country. Vote hike, 5 crores to 10 crores to 15 crores to 20 crores to 30 crores, it goes on and on. You are not going to win any crucial battle, election battle. You will win only small things under the casino syndrome, that's all. Now, if that is the case, then by participating, you are only giving legitimacy to an illegitimate government. Am I wrong? So, and what I am suggesting, if it appears to be very drastic to some people, I will tell them why it is not drastic. It has happened before. During Bofors, what happens? Bofors, the entire opposition resigned from the Lok Sabha, haven't they? Why can't we do that? At least to start with. Then you think of whether you boycott the election or not is another thing. At least start somewhere. Start somewhere to tell the regime that, look, Uttuko mate. We are not taking this lying down. We are starting this. Now, this is only the beginning. We are quitting Lok Sabha. You see, I'll tell you what. If the entire opposition gets out of Lok Sabha and say that, no, this Lok Sabha is constituted on a fraudulent voters list, on fraudulent procedures, we are not part of it. The government will become a laughing stock. Isn't it? It will become a laughing stock. If people say that we don't believe in this kind of a, uneven kind of a, you don't implement model code of conduct for Prime Minister, you freeze the accounts, bank accounts of the political parties, you raid people, and there is so much of vote hike. If this is the thing and we don't participate in the elections, their elections will become a laughing stock. I'll give you one example. You see, most of you must have watched Wimbledon. Have you? Wimbledon, the winner of the finals, when he lifts the trophy and holds it like this, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cameras flash, guns click. The entire world watches. And the person has that kind of a, satisfaction of victory. Now, I look at the trophy and I ask my Vijayaka, look, Akka, I want that trophy. Now, Vijayaka, because she has a little money, and she says, how much? It might cost about 1 lakh of rupees. I'll give you 1 lakh of rupees, we'll get it. So she gets a nice trophy made, exactly the same Wimbledon trophy, same exact replica. Gets it done in Bangar Chettiar or somewhere. Ubiyar, yeah. And she gives it to me. I come here and hold it. Will you click? And will I be happy? Will I have that kind of victory thing? No. So somebody who holds this trophy, when the entire country is shouting, this is illegitimate, this is irregular, this is a fraud, and they boycott it, they walked out of the house, they become like if I hold a Wimbledon trophy, I become a laughing stock, they'll also become a laughing stock. Similarly, isn't it? So I'm not, you see, you can say, I can say, but these people are very responsible people. They have to run their organizations, they have to run their parties, they have to, they have so many things. Please, but I want Rajesh sir to give it a serious thought. Make your intentions that they are serious. Please make it clear that your intentions are serious. You mean business. Start somewhere. Either by walking out, or by resigning, or by boycotting, whatever. But feet on the ground agitation is important to save democracy. If you don't do it now, you will not be able to do it again, ever, because 5 crores will become 10 crores, 10 crores will become 20 crores, 20 crores will become 30 crores, and everything. I have one major apprehensions as far as Bihar is concerned. With all this agitation, all this is going on, if I were in the ruling party, you know what I'll do? I'll do, because like if I think like a Chanakya, what I'll do is, I'll let the opposition win Bihar. Then you know what happens? The whole thing will go away. And then I keep on winning every election after that. Yeah. Then if somebody says this is fraud, when you win Bihar, it's not fraud, is it? Thank you very much.